What are some of the layers you should have for home defense? I'm gonna give you some tips today on simple home defense measures you should make. As a former CIA officer, I was incredibly blessed to see some awesome security, and I'll leave it at that without going too much into detail. But now I'm married, I've got 7 kids, and you better believe I take my home defense seriously. So,
okay, credibility-wise, CIA, okay, we don't know what he did there, but I'll give that to him. You know, how often do you hear that? Yeah, not very often. And then family man. Got 7 kids and beautiful family. So yeah, the guy's got credibility with me so far.
what you should do? Well, it's an easy thing. Take a walk around your neighborhood. Case your own neighborhood. When I moved into my new house a while back, what did I do? I went for a nice walk around the neighborhood so I can see, okay, in this neighborhood, there's only about 5 people that have alarm signs. There's only about 5 people in this entire neighborhood that have any signs of home security. Because guess what happens?
Maybe this guy is smart. He's right. Okay, so there's a couple of things that happen in the industry. I've been in the security industry for 34 years, and I've done just about everything that comes across somebody in 34 years. But the point is this, is that, and this is the 90s. I'm going to go back to the 90s. The FBI did a study, and this is when burglar alarms were big. And the study was you're 7 times less likely to have a problem if you have a monitored burglar alarm system. So with that kind of backup, we were running around selling security systems, burglar alarm systems left and right. But the thing about it is like if you stop and think about that and read between the lines, here's what it's really saying. Well, how does somebody know that you have a monitored burglar alarm system? There's only 2 ways to know if you have one and to bypass your home. You know, you don't want to mess with the hardest target. You want to mess with the easiest target. So how would someone know that? Well, they'd have to break in, hear the siren, and get dispatched on, or you have to have a sign in your yard. So really, there is no difference in deterrence to have a sign in your yard or to have a sign in your yard and a burglar alarm system, because the people in the perimeter out on the street, they cannot tell if you have a burglar alarm system or not. Now, one thing that they can tell, a lot of times they'll go around to the back door and kick it in, and they'll spend all day long kicking a back door in. Here, I'll put up a video and prove it to you. But here's the thing. The minute they hear the siren going off with the burglar alarm triggers, they know that they're on the clock, which means they're going to be really rushed. They might even just turn and leave, but they're going to be really rushed if they hear a great big siren going off. And it is effective. So signs are effective and sirens are effective. Here's what people are willing to do to your back door. This is what they'll do. Don't hear anything. Should be fine. Piece of cake. No neighbors. Here we go. Oh, that's a harder door than I thought it was. Oh, man. They're making me work. Ow, my shoulder. No, I'm getting in. I'm getting in. Oh, my glasses. Don't drop my glasses. Oh. Damn it. This time. Ah!
Oh, that house has an alarm sign. Oh, that house has a dog. Well, guess what? All these other houses show no sign of security. I'm going to that house. So case your own home. When it comes to layers, obviously put some physical deterrence. What do I mean by that? I mean have an alarm sign so they know that you have an alarm. Also have a driveway alarm. I'm a big fan of driveway alarms. What is a driveway alarm? Well, it's a passive infrared light, passive infrared sensor. You put it on a stake, you hammer it into your grass at the top of the driveway, which is exactly what I did. And if somebody passes the beam on that sensor, it sets off a chime in your house, just like a doorbell. So if somebody walks onto your driveway, you're immediately notified.
Guess what else sets off the chime? Everything. Because it's not an intelligent detection. It's just looking for you to pass in front of its field of view. It's not a camera. It's not anything like that. It's just, it stabilizes itself to the scene, and then when it changes, you going through it. But a garbage bag blowing in the wind, you're going to get a chime. A dog running through the yard, you're going to get a chime. Okay. So, you know, they're okay, but they're actually can kind of put you in a worse situation. It's 9:30 at night. You're watching your favorite show. The chime goes off. You look out the window. There's nothing out there. Now, what do? Don't know. there's a better way to do it. If you're going to put a camera system on your home, just make sure that one is looking down towards the driveway or your front yard. And the new AI in the softwares will let you draw a line across them, like maybe a foot in from your lock area there. And if anyone moves across that, then you can also have the video system chime or chime your phone, pretty much like Ring doorbell does, right? But it's a lot more effective and higher tech than the driveway alarm. The driveway alarms, you're going to get false alarms, and you can just walk around them. If you know what they are, you can just walk around them. So I love his logic. I give his tech a C- though.
Put up a driveway alarm. Simple thing. You don't need a handyman or anything fancy to do that. So keep going to the exterior. What about fences? Fences are okay, but people can climb them. And now once they're in their place, meaning once they're over the fence, they're more hidden. So if somebody said like, you have to have a fence, absolutely. I'm like, do whatever you want. I don't care about that. As long as you have an alarm sign in the front yard, as long as you have your driveway alarm. But there's other things you need to have on the exterior. You want to have motion sensor lights. Solar motion sensor lights are cheap and easy to put up, right? And also because they're solar, it means that if you have a blackout, if the grid goes down, those lights are still going to illuminate. You're not going to have all those blind spots, excuse me. So get the solar motion sensor alarms. Next, video cameras. So if a criminal is casing your house, if he's pretending to be a delivery person just to case the house and say, hey, sir, would you like pest control? Or would you like, we have a delivery. Oh, sorry, you're not Mrs. Smith. My mistake. He's looking around, and if he's walking around nonchalantly and he sees that video camera, he might think twice about it. Video cameras, like everything else these days, have significantly dropped in cost. So have them on all your exterior doors around your house, which is exactly what I do. As far as the door, yes, we have this dirty, disgusting door right here. Well, there are many things you can put on your door to stop it from being kicked in. So there are plates at the bottom of your door. There's something called a Doricade, which is great, which you can put up here. So if somebody's trying to kick in your door, they're not going to be able to kick it in. That is a great way to slow down an intruder. I have those door stoppers, those barricades at every exterior door that leads into my house. Because if, heaven forbid, somebody tries to kick in my door, is that going to tip? Well, I was going to let it tip. If somebody tries to kick in my door at 3 a.m., I don't want them to do two kicks and then immediately get into my house. I want to have one of these barricades that slows them down and that works, which is, again, what I have on every exterior door leading to my house. So we've got all that good stuff on the outside. Well, the barricade for the doors on the inside. But we've got the motion sensor lights, the cameras, the driveway alarm. We've got all that. What about in the interior of the house? We've got the barricade, and then you have to have a way to defend yourself. I'm a big gun guy.
Me too.
What does that mean? Well, on my nightstand, I have 2 guns in rapid access safes. And if, heaven forbid, my alarm goes off at 3 a.m. or somebody tries to kick in the door, all I've got to do is grab my flashlight, open up the safe, grab my gun, and go confront the intruder. I don't have to sit there and twiddle my thumbs and say, oh my gosh, I never made a home defense plan. What am I supposed to do right now? I know exactly what I'm going to do. My wife is going to call 911. I'm going to grab my gun. I'm going to go confront the intruder. I have 7 kids. My kids are spread all over the house. So I can't grab my gun, hide behind the door of my master bedroom and say, go away, bad man. I have to leave my master bedroom because my 7 kids are spread out over various levels. So I cannot wait for the intruder to obviously get to them by me hunkering down in my bedroom. Not an option for me. So I grab my gun. Well, first I grab my flashlight. I open up the safe. My home defense gun has a laser light combo. So the only reason I have that flashlight there is to open up the rapid access safe. As soon as I got the gun in my hand, I flip on my flashlight. I'm good to go. That way I can have 2 hands on the gun. I know other people who say, I don't like guns. Well, use a big knife, use a tomahawk. I train a lot of people who live in apartments who are worried about overpenetration, which is a good worry to have. That's natural. Well, then use a tomahawk. That's what you use. Or again, use a machete or some big blade. But you've got to have that home defense plan in place before somebody kicks in your front door at 3 a.m. You've got to know exactly what to do. So those are some very simple and easy home defense tips that anybody can do. And obviously I pray you never have a home invasion, but I believe the FBI stats are something like every 15 seconds there's a burglary or a home invasion in the United States of America. So you never know when it's going to be you. And I've trained so many people who have come to me after the fact about a home invasion. We beef up their security and they sleep much better at night. So please beef yours up.
I thought Jason did a great job. I think his advice was solid. I think you could apply it to any residence. And I'm going to subscribe to him to see what he comes up with next. Now, as far as I go, if you liked my commentary and you'd like to see what we're doing next, smash that subscribe button.